most people are not aware of the fact that the one thing that is making your pain worse is the meaning that you add to what already is. And I'm going to explain very deeply so everybody can be able to understand what I'm talking about. Because a lot of people are not aware of what I'm talking about right now. So a lot of people, including me, believe that these are things that make us feel some type of way. Like there's something, someone's actions that they can be able to make, or a certain thing that can happen and that can be able to make us feel some type of way. But tonight, I want to prove to you that the meaning that you're adding to what is what is making you suffer, is what is making your pain more suffer. Because pain already exists as an experience, but it exists as an experience, but it's not making you suffer. You are making yourself suffer. That's why you feel the way you feel. That's why you experience the way you experience things, because you are making yourself suffer, ladies and gentlemen. So let me give you an example so you people can be able to understand what I'm talking about. For example, this right here is a middle finger. Middle finger is just what is, meaning it's just a finger pointing up. So when you're pointing a middle finger, it's just a finger pointing up. Has no meaning that Americans have added to it. For example, when I was in Africa, right, middle finger did not mean FU, if you understand what I mean. Middle finger did not mean FU. Middle finger is just a middle finger. I did not see it as like someone is being disrespectful or someone is talking shit about you. I just see it as in a middle finger. So even the first time when in 2016, during 2016, there was this boy who was a Muslim, Somalian boy. It was actually our first time where we recognized that middle finger means FU, because there was this boy who was our neighbor. For some reason, I think there's something that we did, or whatever something happens, he pointed his middle finger on us. Since I'm a boy who is from Africa, I did not see it as a bad thing. I just see it like someone pointing a finger up. I did not see it as a bad thing, because I was also talking shit in English, or maybe I don't remember exactly, but maybe it was in English or maybe it was in Swahili, depends. But I was also talking shit, yeah, Swahili most of the time, because at that point my English was not there. But I was also talking shit in Swahili. So, but I think one of my brother was more aware of the middle finger meaning FU. So when he says he's actually talking shit about you, he's saying FU. Then I was like, whoa. So he's talking shit about me. Because if you translate FU in Swahili, you will understand. But with just the middle finger, you will not understand nothing until you actually do the middle finger. So that's why when that happened, that is when I become angry when anybody pointed a middle finger at me. That is when I start to identify with the middle finger. Anytime I see a middle finger, I see disrespect. You know? I see someone talking shit about me instead of just a finger that is pointing up. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a middle finger. That's what it is. It already exists. Listen, all these are just your fingers, right? It just already exists on your fingers, right? Yes. But in America, he has a different meaning. But in Africa, it's nothing. It's just a middle finger. Like, it does not mean F you. It's just a middle finger. And that's why I'm telling you that you are making your pain worse. Because, my brothers and sisters, you are making it worse by the meaning you added. The middle finger is just what is, but you are adding this means F you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And if you point your middle finger to a wrong person, hands gonna be throwing. You're gonna be fighting with somebody for stupid thing, middle finger. Imagine being killed by someone just because you raised your middle finger, something that was already there. The same way you can raise your pinky. I heard a pinky, it means a middle finger to certain countries. Why? You see, all this is the meaning we created as a human. And the meaning that we created is the same meaning that he make us fight ourselves. It's the same meaning make ourselves suffer. Listen, I was out today because I'm a type of person who I don't just teach things based off what I think it is. I teach things based off the experience that I have encountered. So I decided today, let me just drive around and raising my middle finger. Guess what? It was harder than I thought it was going to be. At first, I was raising it. But since the meaning of what the middle finger is, I was pointing it on a window. So anytime a car passes, they're going to basically think I'm saying F you to them. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I was like, whoa, what if somebody want to throw hands? Because listen, every actions you make, every actions you take, there's a consequences to your actions. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I believe we can never fully be ourselves. Because for you to be able to be yourself is impossible. Because of the languages, different language, different things comes with different meaning. I mean, I can go in Africa and point my middle finger to people who don't understand the meaning that America have added to the middle finger. But if I meet the people who understand the middle finger meaning F you, and they think there's something wrong with me raising my middle finger F you, I'm getting my ass whipped. Even worse, getting killed. Because of something that already exists with no negative feeling or positive feeling. It's just what is. So that's why when I'm teaching you the awareness that I learned or recognized from the one and only Anton DeMello, one thing that I come to realize, Anton DeMello was not teaching for you to change the way life already is, the way we have already created things. You cannot control what is outside of you. You can only control what is inside of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have to control what is inside of you. You have to remove the interpretation that Americans have put, Africans have put, what's it called, Chinese, Vietnamese, Japanese, South Korean, and North Korean meanings the people have created, the government, whatever, anybody create these things, all these languages. If I find you, listen, if I find you, boy, because all this meaning is what make us suffer. Imagine ugly is just what it is. But we say, when someone say ugly, we see it as a threat. Because we think they're calling us ugly. You calling me ugly, you mean I'm not beautiful. You mean I'm not attractive. You mean I'm not sexy. You see? The meaning we have added to what ugly is. Ugly is just what is. the meaning we added to it, the identifications, the story, the interference, the resistance that we add to ugly, that is what makes us suffer. Because nowadays no one wants to be ugly because they think ugly is bad. You being ugly makes you bad. When ugly is just what is. Experience. It's just something that comes and goes. Anything that comes and goes is not who you are, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Anton Domelo. Anything that can come and going is just an experience. But since you have a label ugly as an identity instead of just an experience, now we see it as a threat. When someone say you got big nose, big is just what is. But we label you as saying I have a big nose. That means what? I'm not attractive. That means what? I'm not beautiful. That means that my nose is not, like, it's not fit in the society's terms. Like, it's not considered something that is sexy or attractive or what is meant to be. And that is why again and again, the meaning that you added to things is what is making you suffer, ladies and gentlemen. If you change the meaning that you add to things, you can change your opinion that you have to things. Because everything that happens in life, they're just what is. For example, death is just what is. But we put the meaning to death, it means we lose something. It's unfair. Why is this happening to me? Why me? Why this has to happen? This is bad. It should have never happened. You know what I'm saying? All these things, all these stories, all this labeling, bad, not good. It shouldn't be here. Why me? God, why you do this to me? Why? You understand? All these are suffering, my brothers and sisters. You are creating it. God, listen, if you believe in God or the universe, whatever you believe into, did not create your suffering. You create the suffering. Because the negative feeling is just what is. For example, the fear is just what is. The meaning that we add to fear, you see, fear is just what is. But as a human, we consider fear as weak. It means you are weak. No. You're not weak. Fear is an experience. It's your body detector to detect danger, to detect threat. Just imagine if everybody in this earth, they was not be able to have the negative feelings or the positive feelings, then that means, ladies and gentlemen, we'll all be dead by now. Just imagine you can be able to just kill yourself with no fear. Just take the knife, stab yourself, and you're dead. Just imagine that. And that's why the people who was born before us, they die in early ages. Because they was doing some crazy shit on Stone Age. If you can see Stone Age, they was doing some stupid shit. And that's why they die quick. You know what I'm saying? Because the fear is survival. We need fear. Because without it, we'll all be dead. Dead. You understand? Dead. But listen, we all be dead. Because of fear is where we are right now. Is why we are be able to live long than our ancestors. Because our ancestors did not know better. They did not have the fear. All they was doing, do whatever, go to a line, get killed. You know what I'm saying? But now we got the fear. I can go there. Danger. I can do this. Danger. I can do that. Danger. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that you gotta understand, the difference is fear is just what is. You can feel it when it is actual, like when there's actually danger here. The fear that I'm talking about here that is making you suffer is the meaning that you add, and also the fear that you're experiencing mentally. The fear that is not